You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another installment of the Dog Pound Podcast, right here on the Armchair GM Sports Network, your June 17th, 2020 edition. Your source of North American sports coverage by sports fans, for sports fans, delivered to you right here from the Niagara region. Follow the podcast on Twitter at ArmchairGMPod, as well as this show's podcast by searching at Dog Pound Podcast. Like us on Facebook and Instagram by searching the Armchair GM Sports Network. As well, listen to us usually live or offline today on Spreaker.com and the free Spreaker app by searching the Armchair GMs. As well, check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, CastBox, and Deezer. So wherever it's most convenient for you to listen to us, we're in many different platforms for you. Please give us a like and a subscribe on those platforms as well. Check out our brand new website also by searching armchairgmsports.com. Everything is on their website for you guys there. Our network sponsors, our podcasts, our news articles are on there. Everything, contributors, all in one spot for you. All Armchair GM's content will be on that website. Again, it's armchairgmsports.com. And as always, I'm one of your hosts of the Dog Pound Podcast, Cappy. You can follow me on Twitter at Capoots13 with a Canadian Z. And I'm always joined on the Ice Dogs portion of the network by my co-host and co-owner of the Armchair GM Sports Network, Kyle. You can follow him on Twitter at JustKyle51. Kyle, we're back for another great Dog Pound interview upcoming here. We're back. We're about to interview another Ice Dog player that's going to be exciting to watch going into the future of this team here. We're going to be talking with Cameron Butler, who was acquired in the Akil Thomas trade early this January. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know Cam and getting to know what's behind that lethal shot of his.
And especially for you fans out there, you Ice Dog fans are listening in, especially you, Joey. What's up, Joey? Shout out. I know he's listening in. Especially you guys out there, you fans that get to know Cam a little bit more. He is fairly new to the team, as we got him in that trade deadline for Akil Thomas, as you guys all know. And man, yeah, that lethal shot, that's a NHL ready shot if I've ever seen one.
Yep, and we're going to ask him about what the prospects of possibly playing with Pano Fimis to set him up for those glorious scoring opportunities. And we're also going to talk a little bit about just his career in hockey and also him preparing, which he is ranked on the NHL Central Scouting list to possibly be drafted in the upcoming NHL Draft whenever that does take place. So I'm sure it's a very exciting time for Cameron for that as well.
Yeah, I think it's he's 138, so anywhere between the 4th and 6th round that he could be drafted in, maybe even the 7th. But you know what? Even 7th round talent ends up being great in the NHL. You can go down the list of great NHL players who were drafted in the 7th round, and current players who are good on teams in the NHL that were drafted in the 7th round. So you never know if this guy can get picked up this year. I mean, it's a solid NHL draft pick for whoever team picks him up.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about what he expects from his Ice Dogs career going forward here. But let's get you to the interview. Here's Cam Butler of the Niagara IceDogs. Enjoy. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another special edition of the Dog Pound Podcast right here on the Armchair GM Sports Network. On today's episode, we are pleased to be joined by one of the newer Niagara IceDogs, formerly of the Peterborough Petes, drafted 27th overall in 2018. He was acquired by Niagara in the Akil Thomas trade in early January. He played the last 27 games of the season with the IceDogs and is currently ranked number 138 on the NHL Central Scouting list for North American skaters for the upcoming 2020 NHL Draft. He is Cameron Butler. Cam, Brandon, and Kyle with you here. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us on today's show.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So, obviously, through the pandemic, we've all been limited in what types of activities we're able to do. How have you been able to keep yourself fresh and in shape during what has felt like forever since gyms or rinks have been open?
Yeah, it's felt like a while for sure. But I have a home gym here at my house in Ottawa, so just trying to stay busy that way by working out every day and it's just starting to finally open here, so trying to get on the ice.
Yeah, I'm sure your workout regimens are a little bit different than ours. I mean, I like going to the gym, but I'm sure it's nothing close to what yours is. But yeah, it's just we're all staying safe, trying to do what we can, and well, hopefully things will work out well come the fall. But with that being said, Kyle, continue.
Awesome, Cam. What's going on? So, what's your communication with your teammates and coaches during this process, and how difficult of a transition has it been for you, as opposed to being in person for meetings or instructions, or how to go about your off-season goal? Has there been like a kind of like a gap there between communication, or has it been something that it's been comfortable for you?
I think it's gone pretty smoothly. When we first got sent home because of COVID, everyone's under the impression we'd be back in 2 weeks to continue the season, but that didn't work out. So everyone's kind of been adjusting to that. But no, Niagara's done a really good job. They've been keeping in touch with the players and reaching out here and there. So there's not much of a message being sent to us right now than stay safe and hope you're well, but because there's not much we can do. But it's been a weird transition for sure.
That's good. That's good.
And I had a chance to watch your perfect skating video there on YouTube. I don't know when you become a YouTube sensation from that video, but where you discussed you started skating when you were 3 years old and started playing Timbits hockey in the Orleans area when you were around 7. When did you decide that you really wanted to start to play hockey? And if you remember, what was your first memory of playing hockey?
That's a good question. I think ever since I was that age, I've always wanted to play hockey. It's always something I've been passionate about, and I always had a love for the game. But yeah, I think my first hockey memory was probably Timbits when I was 7, having to get up at 6 in the morning to go play hockey. I was always easy for me to get up because it was always something I enjoyed doing.
Yeah, and what is the perfect skating done for you? I know you talked about it a little bit in that video, but what has that program done for you as far as just getting you up to speed with getting your level of skating up to where it needs to be an OHL player and even to become an NHL player, hopefully in the future?
Yeah, it's done probably everything for me. Growing up, I was always a big kid, so I wasn't always the greatest skater. But when I started working with Perfect Skating, I made a real connection with a lot of people there, and they've helped me all the way through. So it's been amazing.
Awesome. Did you have any memories of typical hockey, or do you have any typical hockey stories growing up of backyard rinks, basement setups, or the destroying of washing machines or garage doors, as some notable NHL players did while they were growing up? Do you have any of those types of hockey stories of things that have been destroyed by hockey pucks?
Yeah, I have a garage door story. I always shot pucks in my driveway, and I missed the net a few times, so my garage door is pretty beat up.
So are your parents counting on you to hopefully pick up the tab on that bill, in the hopefully near future?
Yeah, I've talked to my dad about that a few times. He's hoping I'll fix it up.
Let's hope so. But I imagine, like every other kid too, that there might have been another sport that you were playing growing up that maybe at one point you thought, oh, maybe I'll be playing in that kind of sport at a competitive level. Was hockey going to be it for you, or did you have another sport you were playing maybe at the same time?
I always enjoyed playing every other sport. I played basketball and lacrosse growing up. I really enjoyed them, but for me, it was always hockey. I always knew hockey is what I wanted to do.
Yeah, lacrosse seems to be like always a typical other sport to a lot of hockey players. We were actually just talking to one of your new teammates, Pano, and he said he was playing a lot of lacrosse too growing up. So it seems that lacrosse and hockey are kind of like a 1 and 2 thing growing up as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's true. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, good Canadian kids. So growing up in the Ottawa area, what were some of your favorite players or teams that really got you into the game of hockey, or maybe a player that you wanted to mimic your game after?
I was a huge Sens fan growing up. I still am. I didn't really trying to mimic my game after him, but Daniel Everton was my favorite player growing up. He was the captain of the Sens, and he was a huge name in the city, so he was someone I looked up to.
Okay. Fantastic player.
Kyle's a Leaf fan and I'm a Sabres fan, so we're not the happiest Ottawa Senators optimists here, but we can respect that. You know, being a Sens fan in Ottawa, there's a lot of Leaf fans up there that invade the Canadian Tire Center. So I feel for you. I'm the same way for when they invade the arena of my Sabres. So I know what you're going through. But how would you describe yourself as a player? Obviously, you've got a lethal shot for the OHL level. Was there someone that you tried to practice like in order to get that shot? You know, in that type of way, or just what kind of player do you describe yourself as?
I would describe myself as a power forward. I'm a big guy, and I feel like I skate well for being the size that I am. And like you said, I have a good shot, so I try and use that to the best of my ability. Growing up, I didn't really try and mimic that after anyone, though. But like I said, I always shot pucks in my driveway, and something I always loved doing. So I think I just had a lot of practice with that.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing me and Brandon noticed for sure, right, when you came into Niagara, watching from the press box, is you probably have one of the most lethal shots on the ice. I'm not going to lie, if I was a defenseman, I wouldn't want to stand in front of that. Just going to say that. But with the Ice Dogs, you're currently number 12. You're 21 with the Petes. Is there like a significance with that number at all? Maybe like a favorite number growing up or something?
Yeah, I've been 21 as long as I can remember. It's kind of just been in the family. My dad growing up playing hockey was always 21, and my grandfather, he was always 21 growing up. So
oh, nice.
Kind of been in the family for a long time.
Was there a favorite player you liked growing up that wore 21, or was that basically just a family thing?
Just a family thing. My dad wore 21, so I wanted to wear it too.
Okay. And you go on to play for York Simcoe Express, where you compiled an impressive stat line, I must say. 48 goals, 51 assists, in only 59 games over 2 seasons there, including the OMHA AAA Midget Championship in 17-18. Was the OHL on your radar at that point, and how excited were you about the possibility of taking that next step to Junior A hockey?
I was super excited. It was, minor midget's a big year for a lot of kids. It's something to look forward to for a long time. So I think it's your first look at scouts, seeing them in the stands. So it's exciting. But yeah, I was really looking forward to it, and I was excited for the opportunity ahead.
Mm-hmm. I imagine you probably were excited too for the OHL draft, which kind of gets into my next question here. You go number 27th overall by the Peterborough Petes in the 2018 draft. Do you have a memory that kind of sticks out for you from that day and how nervous you were leading up to that day?
Yeah, it was, like I said, it's something you're looking forward to for quite a while. So when the day gets there, it's pretty nerve-wracking, but it's a relief when you hear your name called. And I remember that day my family and I drove down to Peterborough and met the GM and coaches and everything, and it was a really great day.
That's awesome.
And obviously, we just saw with the global pandemic that players getting drafted in the OHL didn't get that type of opportunity this year. Just was there something that you liked from that experience that maybe the kids that just were previously drafted may have not gotten the opportunity to do because of the pandemic and being having to have it happen, you know, in the comfort of their own basements?
Yeah, I feel bad for them that way because on draft day going down, seeing the arena, seeing where your future is going to be for the next 4 or 5 years, it's exciting. Seeing the room was something big for me. Seeing a OHL room for the first time was pretty cool. So I feel like just getting that experience is something that they missed out on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And in your rookie year at the Petes, you finished with 26 points in that season before having 19 points in 39 games this season with the Petes before coming here to Niagara. How did you enjoy your time with the Petes? Obviously, you guys were on pace for a promising playoff contending season before the pandemic ended the OHL season early. What do you think your biggest improvement on a personal level was between your from AAA to the OHL year 1, or do you think your biggest step was from OHL year 1 to year 2? Playing a part in what made that team so successful this season?
Honestly, I feel like my biggest step was from minor midget to the OHL. I had a really good rookie year, putting up 18 goals. I didn't expect to do that, so I was really happy with my season. Just the biggest thing was speed. The game was a lot faster. You go from playing with 15-year-olds to 20-year-olds, so just that adjustment took a while, but I feel like I did a good job with it.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys, going into that season, going back to before the beginning of this season, did you guys feel like you were contenders or one of the top teams in the OHL going into the season? Were you guys confident that you guys could make some noise there in the OHL?
Yeah, everyone was really excited, and everyone knew what kind of group we had and that we could do something special that year. So everyone was pretty pumped coming into training camp and had the intention of doing something big that year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm sure it wasn't an easy situation in January with the trade talks of Akil Thomas at Peterborough swirling around. When you heard your name come up in the rumors, did that bother you at all, or did you realize that, it's part of the business and you can only control what you can control on the ice playing hockey?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's the only thing you can control is your efforts. Yeah, it was a little hard. I had a really great village in Peterborough. I really liked the team. And the team had drafted me, so it's always hard to leave that. But I knew coming to Niagara was a really great opportunity, and I was super excited to be a part of that.
And just to add in here, it just came to my mind here, but how was that moment for you? It probably doesn't happen very often, but the former player that was traded gets honored on the same day that you make your debut. So the guy you're traded for still is in Niagara, and he gets his farewell, and you're on the bench. What kind of a moment was that for you? As it's not very common to have both players traded for each other being in the same place that same night.
Yeah, I thought it was a special night for him and a special night for Niagara fans. He's a big household name in this organization, and it was a pretty cool night to see him honored there. He did something special with Team Canada too, so I was proud to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take our commercial break here on the show today, and we'll be back with more of our interview with Cameron Butler. So we'll be right back here on the Dog Pound Podcast on the Armchair GM Sports Network. Carmine's Pizzeria Italiano, serving Italian pizzas made with the freshest, top-quality ingredients. Loaded subs and our famous chicken wings, winners of the 2017 Reader's Choice Awards, and the brand-new recipients of the 2019 Reader's Choice Diamond Award from Niagara this week for Best Pizza in Niagara Falls. Open daily, located on the corner of Drummond Road and Dunn Street. Available for call-ahead pickup or delivery. 905-374-4400. Debit and credit accepted for both. You've tried the rest. It's time to try us. Carmine's Pizzeria Italiano. Attention job seekers. If you're currently looking for work in the Niagara region, you owe it to yourself to check out the services provided by the Niagara Employment Help Center, located at 6100 Thoroldstone Road, Niagara Falls. Free services include resource area open to the public, resume and cover letter writing, community resource and referral information, local labor market information, job search strategies, assistance with clarifying employment training and career goals, employment counseling and job search support, second career information and registration assistance, and check out our available workshops under our events calendar on our website for more details at www.ehc.on.ca, the Niagara Employment Help Center. Marcel Dion Inc. Come in and check out our store and meet Marcel Dion himself. We have wall-to-wall NFL, MLB, and NHL licensed products and all kinds of collectibles. We specialize in autographed sports memorabilia. If you don't see what you're looking for, just ask and we'll find it for you. So next time you need a great gift idea for that sports fanatic in your life, or you need to add to your own collection, come visit us first. You won't be disappointed. 905-357-7678, Marcel Dion Inc. Chippin' Charlie's, it's where the locals go. Fun, friendly, and entertaining staff. You're not just a customer, you're family. Lots of TVs, amazing food, and always a great time. Open daily 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Call 905-371-3428 for inquiries and reservations, located at 8189 Lundy's Lane, Niagara Falls. Chippin' Charlie's, it's where the locals go. Mid-City Motors Niagara, your premium source for pre-owned vehicles. Financing and leasing for all types of credit. Check them out at 4460 Drummond Road, Niagara Falls, or at mcmniagara.com. They are also happy to announce Mid-City Mechanic is now open. They can repair, maintain, and service all makes and models of vehicles. Conveniently located behind Mid-City Motors at Drummond Road and Perkins Street. They will be happy to help you keep your car on the road. 905-371-2277. That's Mid-City Motors and Mid-City Mechanic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dog Pound Podcast right here on the Armchair GM Sports Network. Cappy and Kyle are here with the Niagara IceDogs forward Cameron Butler, just continuing our interview here. And Cam, the trade happens and you come down here to Niagara. Definitely a complete transition for you, going from a playoff contending team in Peterborough to a rebuilder here in Niagara. Just how difficult of a situation was that for you to process, or did you take it in a positive light and figure that Niagara clearly coveted you as a key piece that they wanted moving forward, as somebody who could really help this team in the future success?
Yeah, I took it as a positive for sure. Like you said, it was hard going from a team that was in a contender to a team that was fighting for a playoff spot, but I took a positive out of it, and I know that the team's young, so there's going to be some struggle moments for sure. But we were a really great group and tight group of guys, so I think something special here in the next few years.
Mm-hmm. Right, and team went obviously through its fair share of struggles in those last few months till the season paused. How are you able to remain in good spirits and kind of just focus on improving your game as well as trying to build chemistry and familiarity with like your new teammates on and off the ice?
I think just consistency, being consistent in practice and games. You can't look too hard into that we're not winning or things aren't going the way we want. You just got to keep working hard and continue to do that every day.
Right.
Was there anything you learned about Niagara when you arrived here? Obviously, not playing here, you don't really know a lot about the organization, the fan base, and the community. But once you got here, was there something that really stuck out to you as far as what this community is all about and what this whole team means to this community as well? Just as opposed to coming down here as an away player for games.
Oh yeah, I was just excited to be on the home side of the arena. Coming into Niagara when I played in Peterborough, it was always one of my favorite away games. You guys always had such great fans, and it was probably the loudest building in the league. So being able to play a home game there and have them cheer for you is something pretty special.
Oh yeah, you just wait for the playoffs, and you probably have to wear earplugs on the ice or something.
Yeah, it was just this is our first year of ever having to go through a rebuild. They've made the playoffs every single year since they moved to Niagara, so hopefully you'll be able to experience that sooner rather than later, because it even felt like, even though the team was not in the best shapes this year, the fans still came out. So hopefully you get to experience that playoff atmosphere that Kyle was talking about very soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, and it's a very exciting time for the Ice Dogs here moving forward, as we just said, internet rebuild. Just the top, they just got the top forward in the OHL Draft at number 2 overall, Pano Fimis. We talked to him about a month ago. He described himself as like a two-way center playmaker who tries to model himself after Jonathan Toews. Does that excite you about the possibility of playing alongside someone like Pano, who can get you the puck in a shooting opportunity to make you a successful scoring winger, which is a strong suit of your game?
Yeah, for sure. I've heard a lot of great things about Pano, and I think he's a great addition to our team. He's going to help out a lot. So hopefully the season can get going soon here, and we could start getting some chemistry going.
Yeah, he's a very promising and talented young player, especially the young core of the players in Niagara. How much are you looking forward to getting back on the ice for this next season to prove that next step to the team that you can take advantage of improving your game and improving the team, obviously going through those growing pains last year, and given that the OHL decides that it's safe enough to proceed with this season as scheduled if the pandemic does subside?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm getting excited about it. I know it's only June, but I feel like it's going to be a good season for the Ice Dogs, and I just want to get back there, start practicing with the team, start seeing everyone again. It's a good feeling being back with everyone, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, for sure. We're especially looking forward to getting back in the press box and covering you guys some more, and hopefully seeing you guys go on the road to success. We're itching for it too.
And yeah, it's just when the season ends early like that, I'm sure you feel like your season was cut short, and you want to continue a little bit, and you have to wait a little bit extra time to get back on the ice. So I'm sure you're really itching to get back on sooner rather than later, right, Cam?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and yeah. And the last question, Cam, with the NHL Draft looming, whenever it does take place, how excited are you about the chance of being drafted to the NHL and having your name announced? Obviously, it'll be a little bit different. It won't be the live draft that we're used to. But what have you had much opportunity to think about what that moment might be like for you if your name's called?
Yeah, I'm trying not to put too much thought into it because, like you said, it's far away. We have absolutely no idea when it's going to be. But, yeah, I'm extremely excited about it. It's something I've been looking forward to my whole life. I think it's a dream everyone has, playing hockey, that to hear your name called at the NHL Draft. So it's something really exciting that's in the near future here, and I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. So how do you think you've prepared yourself for this moment and possibly getting that opportunity to continue your hockey career at the pro level, which to get to this point, you probably have the confidence and mindset that you can strive and reach that level and succeed at that level as well?
Oh yeah, I just feel like it's just hard work over the years. It's just practice, putting a bunch of hours in, and continuously trying to better yourself. You can always improve in anything you do. So I think it's just having that mindset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's hope Ottawa maybe has an eye on you in the draft too coming up.
the local kid. Cool. The local kid, being a Sens fan, you've been through a lot with that team, so I'm sure the dedication's there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be. Awesome stuff, Cam. Thanks so much for taking the time to come out on the show with us and giving the Ice Dog fans a little bit of insight into your hockey career and why they should be excited about you moving forward as a key contributor for this team and getting this team back in the playoffs in the near future. Be safe and hope to see you down at the Meridian Center next season, ripping those water bottles top shelf like you usually do with that lethal shot. And we'll hopefully talk again sooner rather than later. Best of luck in the upcoming NHL Draft, and we'll be rooting for you to have your name called.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good one, Cam. All right. There you have it. There is our interview with one of the newer Niagara IceDogs, Cameron Butler. Gave us some good information there about his hockey career and how excited he is about the prospects of moving forward here with the IceDogs and becoming a contender once again here in the OHL.
Yeah, and he's an Ottawa Senators fan. That's always great.
Yeah, he's been through a lot with that team.
At least I can say that he's not at least I can be happy he's not a Habs fan. At that point, I'm like, okay. But, I actually hope he gets, if he does get picked up in this year's draft, that it's a late pick and it is by Ottawa. They see the hometown kid there, and they really see something in him because there is a lot to see in this kid with his lethal NHL shot and the way he carries himself. As he said in the interview, he's a power forward, so he's using his size to his advantage here, which is something that we kind of desperately need in Niagara, and we need to see a lot of. So I'm happy that we got a little bit more insight into his game. Yeah, and the new NHL style of power forward, you can't just be a power forward and not be able to skate. So he's kind of the new age NHL power forward, be able to skate, also hit and shoot as well. So I think that's a very valuable. He'd be a valuable asset to a lot of teams in the draft looking for a guy like him. So it was nice to get to know Cam a little bit, and hopefully we get to see him on the ice. You and I have been talking off air about the possibilities of him and Pano Fimis playing together. I think that'd be a great combination, with Pano being a pass first guy and Cam with his lethal shot. I think it would be a great pairing. Can you imagine that? Like him, Butler, and then his winger that we drafted from the junior Canadians, Bryce Cook, like that'd be a lethal line right there.
Yeah, maybe we gotta get a hold of Coach Billy there and tell him that this line combo needs to happen.
Joe, you're listening, man. Put a good word for us.
Yeah, Joey's listening. Let your brother know what's up. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of the Dog Pound Podcast and our interview with Ice Dogs winger Cameron Butler, right here on the Armchair GM Sports Network, your source for North American sports coverage by sports fans, for sports fans, delivered to you right here from the Niagara region. As always, I'm one of your hosts of the Dog Pound Podcast, Cappy. You can follow me on Twitter at Caputs13 with a Canadian Z. As well, you can follow my co-host and co-owner of the Armchair GM Sports Network, Kyle. You can follow him on Twitter at JustKyle51 if you want to follow him for some Leafs talk, or not. I'd rather not follow him. But anyways, a big thank you to all of our great sponsors who help put us on, support the network, keep the show on the air, and finally to you viewers out there and Ice Dog fans for tuning in and listening along for this episode along with us. And this has been the Dog Pound Podcast on the Armchair GM Sports Network by sports fans, for sports fans. We'll see you guys next episode. Bark, 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 and go Dogs go.
Woo!